So today I'm going to be talking about detoxes, and detoxes might come under the words of a cleanse or some kind of flush or some kind of fast. I know that some of you may be hardened to doing these, doing quite regularly, and those will be quite new. So what is a detox? So a detox is a way of eliminating toxicity. So in nature, when a tree, for example, sheds its leaves and the leaves decay and new things grow from there, our body needs to go through these similar kinds of cycles. We need to eliminate these toxins from within our body. So yes, of course, there's things like the flushes, the fasts. They help to push them through, and our body can do more healing when we've actually got less toxicity in our bodies and there's less to process. We spend a lot of our time processing our food. Our energy is consumed by just processing the food. So by actually doing a fast, for example, is a way of giving that body a rest, and for it to actually get down into the nooks and the crannies and to actually really work on what's actually required, as opposed to just ticking over because we're consuming and the body's trying to process it all and also trying to heal itself, but it can't. So they're very useful things to do, these fasts. Of course, just a bit of disclaimer, I'm not a licensed practitioner or anything like that, a health expert, whatever, so this is just from my experience. You might even see sort of like dogs and things like that, or your pets, animals. All of a sudden, they'll feel a bit ill, and then they'll disappear for a few days, just won't eat anything, and that's them just sort of like, just letting it sort of like, process itself, and actually they'll appear a few days afterwards feeling a lot better. The reason that I'm prompted to actually shoot this video today is over the last month I've been doing a raw vegan. So it's been a really good journey, feeling a lot lighter from that, and a lot more insightful, a lot more vitality. There's just no need for anything like afternoon naps or anything like that because I'm just full of energy. Over the last 3 or 4 days I've been preparing, or even more, 4 or 5 days preparing to do a liver gallbladder flush. So I did that this morning. And each time it released quite a lot of stones, a good sort of like, chunk of little stones that come out, which have been stored in your gallbladder and in the liver. And the liver is one of those places that can hold things like anger and resentment. And it's really quite strange that on a day where I've done a flush, I can get quite emotional, I can get quite compassionate and empathetic, and anything can get me in tears kind of thing. I was faking that one, but sometimes it really is like that. And so yeah, I'm just inspired to sort of like share some things I do. So things like the liver gallbladder cleanse. It's good to do it around the new moon, and I think I'm a day late. Just logistics, I couldn't make it happen yesterday. So liver gallbladder cleanse, new moon, new beginnings, and things like that. And for some reason, there's more stones actually produced at that time. After that, mid-morning, I went for a colonic, and colonics is something I've been doing for about 10 years, or I first started to do it 10 years ago. Over the last 3 years, I'll probably do several a year, and sometimes off the back of some information regarding a psychic surgeon who looked at my system. He said, you do realise you've got potentially fecal matter stuck there from childhood. So I did 3 colonics in the space of a week, and that was quite crazy. I was fasting as well and still producing waste. It was it's a very eye-opener as to how much shit literally we have inside of us, and to to keep that motor running, it's better to keep it clean and only put the good quality stuff in. I mean, we've probably heard this saying before, if you own a Ferrari, you're not going to put the crappy fuel in there. You're going to really look after it, and you're going to maintain that engine, and you're going to have it run as best as you can. So yeah, certainly the colonics is something else that I do. Things like infrared saunas. I think there's some research to say that it's 60 times more effective than a traditional sauna. It really sort of like warms you from the inside, and you sweat out all the toxins. So I have my own infrared sauna. I had to build it myself. It was during the lockdown. I couldn't use a local infrared sauna, so I had to buy the panels and whatever else. So yeah, they're very good infrared saunas. And of course, there's things like heavy metal detoxes. So things like coriander or cilantro, as I call it in America, parsley, lemon. in a kind of smoothie, or I can have that on with like some mung beans and things like that. A bit of a Ayurvedic ama kind of control for the flora in your gut, with those kind of heavy metal detox ingredients on the top. That's a really good meal. I sometimes do that for like 3 or 4 days in a row, and that's a good segue into doing a fast for me. So yeah, there's certainly do some research on the Ayurvedic routes to detoxing. So infrared saunas. What else is there? Yeah, and then of course there's the fasting. So I've done quite a lot of different ones, whether it's a 5 or 6 day juice fast, water fast, and I think the record for that was about 12 days, and I was just vibrating with energy. I just felt so freaking amazing. And it was just coming up to Christmas time, so I knew I had to break my fast or fake the fact that I had a cold or something, just so I didn't have to attend the Christmas dinner. And I was tempted to. I felt that good. So yeah, water fasting. There's also a dry fasting. I've done a dry fast for 3 days, so absolutely no water at all. So even no brushing my teeth, washing my face, showering. It was having that dry fast, and it's said that it's about 3 or 4 times more effective, or if you multiply your days, so that 3 days of dry fasting is probably the equivalent of like a 10-12 day of water fasting. So it really sort of goes to work a lot quicker. Then of course, there's things like the raw vegan that I'm on. I know people who are doing just fruit only, fruitarians, and there's a guy I'm currently following. I think he's on about day 85 or something of just eating watermelon, so just the mono fruit, and he's having really awesome results there. So yeah, I hope that's given you some fuel for thought as to, if we look after our bodies, there's so many health benefits. Just detoxing improves the immunity, improves your sleep quality, it improves vitality, longevity. So yeah, there's a lot more I could be talking regarding this subject, but I'll just give you a quick flavour of just detoxing, and putting it out there, just sharing some of the things that I do, and yeah, hope it's inspired you. And as always, please share your thoughts. If you've got any questions, please reach out, and please do like and share this video. Okay, thanks for now. Bye.